Good day, everyone, this is Rich, and in today's video, we're going to discuss Reddit and how it's taking over the Google search engine results. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video. In previous videos, I discussed Reddit taking over the Google search results in the past few months, if not 6 months. And what I'd like to do is kind of go over it a little bit deeper. I know this has been discussed a lot on YouTube channels, search engine results, pages like this I'm about to show you. And it's nothing new, but I want to show you it in more detail. And that's my goal here. I know that a lot of people are struggling right now with their websites, getting pushed down, not necessarily out of the ranks, but pushed down 1 or 2 positions, which is happening to me a lot. And it's very frustrating. Now, it's not just Reddit. Let's be upfront about that. But Reddit has definitely moved into certain positions for many, many, many millions of keywords. And I'll show you a graph to show that as well. Now, there's a lot to go over. I want to try and make it as short as possible. But you know me by now, then it just doesn't happen. I try to keep it short and sweet. But let's get into it and kind of see where we stand. Okay, I want to start off with this article that was written in February. And this is something that's been happening since September, but this article was written in February and is a respected site for SEOs, and I respect the guy. So the link is in the description. You can check out his article in more detail and follow along if you would like. This is something that's been talked about a lot. This is nothing new. I'm not rehashing anything. I'm just bringing it up again because it's affecting me. A lot of sites like mine and several others that I know are getting knocked down 1 or 2 positions because of Reddit. It's not only Reddit, but a lot of it has to do with the discussion in forums that are popping up on the search results. Now, does this provide something of quality to the end user that's looking for something? Maybe, but a lot of times, a lot of Reddit information is bot driven anyway. And, people look to pop up their Reddit tags, whatever we call them, Reddit forums and discussion groups. They'll get some bots in there to kind of pop it up so it ranks higher so people can read it more. I mean, it's the same thing. Everyone's trying to push their content to the top. But is it quality? Is it what they're looking for? Well, guess what? Reddit, yes, I created some highlights in the article. It says, yes, Google is paying Reddit. So Google is paying $60 million annually to Reddit to use some of their results using their API. I'm not going to get into details of how it all works, but you can tell that if you're looking for something, it'll pull it into the search results for you to read. And here are some of the things people are saying. Here are things that are coming up. If you read any of the recent complaints about Google search, you would see people are sick of seeing Reddit for every query. I mean, I am. Not even for the stuff I'm looking for. I'm seeing stuff from like 5 years ago, 9 years ago, 3 years ago, last month. I mean, it's a mix, but I'm sick of seeing Reddit. I'm not a Reddit guy. Not saying it's not a good platform for certain things, but just showing way too much Reddit information. They feel like they're like the know-it-alls. Are they? And they went public last week, and will Google buy Reddit? I think so. I think eventually Google will buy Reddit, and that will change everything for sure. We'll go on. Google now has access to Reddit's data API, which delivers real-time structured unique content from their large and dynamic platform. Of course, well, there is a large content-driven platform, but again, what's the quality here? Is it good? Is it great? Is it amazing? No, it's just kind of like whatever. It's just like everything else. Why should they take over every position? Obviously not every position, but most positions. And I'm going to show you some quick examples in a second here. Here's a couple people writing in, and you can check out their Twitter accounts or whatnot. I was thinking Google were going to kill Reddit off in the SERPs after making people sick to death of the crap content and irrelevant results. Instead, Google are paying for that access. Interesting. This one, I'm sure this had nothing to do with Reddit suddenly ranking for every term on the internet for the last 6 weeks. Now, this is written February 22nd. I believe it's the last 6 months. Users, SEOs, tech journalists covering search, those forum results, in particular, the excess of Reddit in top results for all those queries are so bad, spammy, and don't make sense. Make it stop. So, I mean, these are the SEOs coming out saying stop it, but I'm going to be biased and unbiased. I mean, I'm seeing the results I don't want to see from Reddit, and they're just taking up the search results that shouldn't be there. It's just that's where I stand on that. So let's just go into, well, before we do that, let's bring up the Ahrefs look at why I'm making this video. Okay, so here's Reddit. Obviously, it's a DR95. It's got a lot of people on it. There's millions and millions of people on it. And I showed this chart in the past. May, 78 million organic traffic in June 2023. Okay, we get to September, we're at 114 million. And then it just explodes from here. And now we're on April 1st, 2024 at 446 million organic traffic hits. Again, they were doing quite well, kind of steady, just doing their thing. I mean, nothing really was happening between last year at this time, and that's actually April 2022 through 2 years from now. It's just totally night and day. We're talking 81 million to 444 million. Why do they deserve all this, leverage? Why do they deserve all the rankings? Is it that good? I don't think so. I think it's just frustrating and annoying. Here's the big thing. Okay, well, I looked at other sites, and go back in my previous videos, you can see I talk about organic search and keywords dropping like a rock for many, and traffic dropping like a rock for many. But when you go to Reddit, we're talking 9.7 million keywords that only Ahrefs is tracking. There's probably a ton more, and that's a 1.1 million increase since the last update in the top 3 rankings. This is top 3 search results. Their valuation from 186 million has gone up 29 million. I mean, everything is leaning towards Reddit taking over the search results. It just makes sense that Google's going to buy them, and it's just going to, change the way we search. I do not want to be on a forum. I used to do that in early 2000s and mid 2000s, but not now. I don't go on forums very often. Sometimes when I'm looking for something specific, Reddit's just a general, everything under the sun forum. Now, if I'm looking for something like a Honda Accord high beam light or something like that, yeah, I'd like to go on a Honda forum possibly. But Reddit is not necessarily where I want to be on every aspect of my search. So again, these numbers, this graph tells you that Reddit has taken over, and again is affecting SEOs, dropping 1 to 2 ranks, maybe further. And I'm not talking about spam sites. I'm just talking about the general usage of website development. Let's go into what I was discussing before. I just did some random queries. I said 2024 Toyota Camry. Pretty common search, right? You have to figure the 2025 and on to the years to come. You got Toyota at the top, which if it wasn't ranked first, I'd be very upset. And then here you go. You got the discussions and forums. And you got the 2024 worth it at 30K 3 months ago. You got Reddit here, and then you got the Toyota Nation forum below that. Why isn't Toyota above Reddit on this? This section here, this discussion and forums is taking over every search term that I see almost. It doesn't happen all the time, but it definitely just appears everywhere. And it's not always Reddit. It's like Quora and like, the common whatever's related to that search term. And then you got people asked for as well in there as in the mix. But if you scroll down, and guess what? This is page 1. Actually, we just dropped to page 2. So it shows it again. Is a 2024 Camry worth it for 20K 3 months ago? Here it is. So we're showing it twice, okay? Once is enough. So you're taking up a spot. And you're taking up the 11th spot, where I guess TikTok. Actually, this is page 1. This is page 1. This is where it ends on page 1. That was my bad. Let's continue on. I did Fortnite update. I don't know. I just typed in Fortnite update because I looked on the Ahrefs keywords, and yes, it's got some top stories. There's a Fortnite update recently, I guess. We got Fortnite site, which should be number 1, don't you think? And then here we go. We got the discussions and forums, Reddit, and then Hypixel discussing it as well. This is from 6 days ago. It's from 2 days ago. So it's relevant. It's close. Scroll down. Hey, guess what? We got a Fortnite Reddit. The top of the forum. I don't even know what you call it. The channel on Reddit. So you got 4.1 million followers, and that's directly in the middle, followed up by some videos, and then you got some other websites below that, which are big name sites like Epic Games, Radio Times, X, PlayStation. Okay, continue on, and again, you can type in anything you want, and eventually you'll see Reddit at some point. You might not see it on page 1, but a lot of times you'll see it in top 3. I typed in typing games, people learning how to type. Okay. You got these games up here, non-Reddit related. You got typing.com, pretty, evident there. And then typinggames.zone. Oh, what's go down? Oh, there's a Reddit. Does anyone know some fun typing games from 2 years ago? Okay. And then you got discussions and forums. 2 more Reddits. Okay. And then it goes down, and then we're on page 2. I decided to take a quick look over on my other screen, and I just picked a random keyword, which is best credit cards 2024, to see if it ranked for Reddit. And you got the sponsored ads, which is pretty heavy, of course. Then Forbes, Credit Karma, CNBC, obviously really good result authority. And then you got Reddit here from 4 weeks ago. And so people are going to go into Reddit and click on ads and give Google money and whatnot. So again, there's a lot we can discuss with the Reddit situation going on. I think a lot of people in the SEO world are a little frustrated, if not very frustrated. And what happens next is still in question. Now, I showed you several things that point to Reddit taking over top spots for many different keywords, and that will continue to climb until they adjust. Are they going to adjust? Is Google going to buy Reddit? Is my video going to get suppressed by YouTube because they don't want me discussing this in a wide audience or wider audience, even though my audience is tiny? Hopefully you get the word out to others, because more information that gets out to users that search, search has gone downhill nonstop for months and years. You have new platforms. You got things like TikTok and whatever else. It will always be there, but it's just not doing what Google needs it to do to make the money they were once making. So now they're looking for other ways to take advantage. And I think using Reddit is a learning tool for them. They look at Reddit as a tiny partner that they will eventually take over and implement into their search results by themselves. But anything Google touches becomes questionable. It's never easy when you're trying to do something with them. And unfortunately, when you depend on a company like Google for your livelihood, it gets even more frustrating. And that's where I stand. I do things. I work hard. I work really hard, and to get knocked down by things like this, it's hard to speak about because it's scary. I'm not trying to play victim here, but I am, and I work really hard, and I really want to keep working hard to provide good content on websites and whatnot. And if this keeps happening, it's just going to flush out everyone. And you're going to be stuck looking at stuff that, you don't care to see. And so as long as we keep speaking up about it, I think that helps. And, this original article I showed you was built or made over a month ago, but the topic hasn't gone away. And I know Google's listening on, not necessarily my video, but they're listening to other SEOs out there. And a lot of times they don't really care. They're just going to go with their own agenda. Whether they make the right choices down the line is still in question. I guess we're still in an update situation too. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. I'll put my money on it. I don't know how much I'll put on it, but I really think Google will buy Reddit over the next 6 months to 2 years, and we'll somehow see it implemented even deeper. I hope it doesn't go that way. I hope eventually they just kind of pull or back down a bit and reduce the amount of times. But according, that chart I showed you, the graph I showed you of the Reddit queries, it's just out of control. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I appreciate it. Check out the link in the description below for the article site. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'd really be interested in knowing if you guys are seeing similar things and are getting affected by it as well. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.